I'm just...
Hey! I was gonna let you roll with it. Let's see. Do I got the squawky off?
I'm so clean and you're so not.
Yeah. That guitar's fat, man.
I know.
I like it. Hey guys, Randy here at Ovation Music and Studios. Sorry this is coming out a little bit late. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Hope y'all had a good one. Aaron, did you
Oh,
get
that's
to your
right.
dad?
You had a Father's Day.
Yep, this is the second one.
What'd your two kids get you?
Diapers, full diapers.
Oh, nice.
Both
Full
of them.
diapers.
A full day of full diapers.
I got full diapers for Father's Day.
No, we got to hang out. It was really relaxed. So we went and played disc golf with the wife on Saturday, and then we were just relaxed all day with the family Saturday.
Yeah, man.
Sunday relaxed all day.
Nice.
So it was really good. Nice little break there, and just played with the kids.
Yeah.
Nothing too much. Mine are 3, and my 3-year-old this big, and my 1-year-old this big.
Yeah. I'm glad you had a chill weekend, man. Mine was super chill too. It was like really like, since kind of like being a little bit more lax with close family on stuff and going and seeing them a little more regularly now.
Yeah, gradually.
Yeah, things are kind of like, it was really like I got to hang out with my dad and went and got pizza and, still played it safe, but it was nice to just spend some quality time. Man, this weekend was really like rejuvenating. It was nice. It was good family time all weekend, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did pizza twice this weekend. It was nice.
I might have too, actually. I don't know. And homemade ice cream.
Did you get any video game time in, or any guitar playing time in, or you just relax the whole time?
No, I got a little of both. As usual. I've been playing this game called Poly Bridge, which is super fun and kind of dorky, but really, really fun. and then I kind of like came across a couple of like alt scale things that I've kind of been tinkering with for fun. So
cool. those kind of things.
Yeah, like in the context of, I've been working on a couple songs that had a little bit more. It was like R&B rock stuff, but a little bit more jazz influence. And I was like, oh, okay, I haven't messed around with a couple of these shapes, and I don't know. So
well, we'll have to check that out. If you guys got any suggestions, I mean, the guy that I know that does that a lot is Alan Holdsworth. And probably does it more than anybody, but a subtle one would be Robin Ford.
Robin Ford, for sure.
And he doesn't do it all the time. It's only it seems to only occur on the 5 chord. He doesn't altered 1 chord. Very subtle bluesy. But we're here to talk about the last segment here of Sweet Child of Mine, and this has no altered chords in it whatsoever. We're in this final section. You don't have managing practice time has been an issue with this one, because to learn this song full out and learn all these parts, bass lines and vocal parts, and I know you did more with the vocals and bass line, and I was really concentrating on these solos and little licks and things. There's a lot to unpack here, and to learn this song, kind of like if I was going to go on tour with Guns N' Roses, I would need like 8 hours a day for 3 or 4 months just to unpack all this material.
Yeah.
To get into it right. This song's I've probably spent 8 hours or so on it, goofing off here and there over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Say about that. It's 30 minutes here and there.
Yeah. Well, I've just kind of gone back and listened here. I haven't, honestly, I could have taken a little more studious approach with it, but a lot of times I treat our little hangouts here as a hangout. So I go like, give it a nice little listen. Because I'm trying to give impressions too, rather than being super nitty gritty picky. But maybe that's a little bit of laziness talking. So
I think it's because I've taken that approach to this song my entire life, and what makes it worse is this song has been in the set list in every band I've played in since I was 12 years old. I'm 36, so I've been playing this song for 24 years in front of people, and I've never learned it. So I thought it was a great opportunity to sit down and learn the song. And we arrive here at the big epic solo that's probably would have been an outro if Axl Rose didn't sing in the band to sing something after it.
Well, the outro is pretty great too, or like that last little "Where did we go" section.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I mean, as a producer, I kind of like I see that 3.5 minute mark go by, and I'm going, what else you got? You really got more material?
What else do you have left to say? Well, you know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kick this wah pedal on here. Did you dig apart any of these licks?
You know, I worked through some of the harder ones, and I intentionally am going to let you school me today a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a run at this live. I've got the Les Paul. You have to. It's Slash. Does he play a different guitar ever? Acoustic? Does that count as a different guitar?
No, it does not count.
So it's like electric guitars. I've only seen him with Les Paul ever. I've never seen him with a different guitar.
Yeah.
That I can think of.
No. It's Les Paul for him.
I do have a Crybaby. Mine is not the Slash Crybaby. This is the Custom Electronics by Dunlop and MXR.
Yeah.
Something like that. Custom Electronics or Creative Electronics or something. I don't know.
Cool. True
bypass. I didn't need another buffer on my pedal board, so.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So here we go here. Man, this first lick is a doozy coming right out the gates, right?
Yeah, you're doing the right there at the build up where the wah kicks in.
Yeah, so the end of the other solo you get this and then the wah kicks in. I'm not standing up, so it's hard to get it. So let's run it. Here it goes. Something to that effect. There's a little slop on that last lick. I couldn't get the rhythm. So in the fast section there, I want to go right at this.
Sure.
Because it is very unnatural for me to pick this up, down, down. So that's after the bend, up, down, down. That is the correct picking pattern.
Oh,
I pick it up, down. So that's actually up on that one. So I'm playing 5 upstrokes and 1 downstroke.
Yeah.
When you try to time the wah pedal with that, it's impossible. So if I slow it back down and play it with the correct pick stroke, so the wah happens on the top of the bend and then halfway through the pull off. At least that's what I think I'm hearing. And you have to pick that the way you were saying in the last video to be able to do your foot with that time.
To do it right? Oh.
Yeah, with the foot. The foot doesn't time if you're sweep picking. You can't time the foot. It's too loose. It's too loose.
Okay.
So that was a big problem I ran into. That's something in my own technique that I just would have sweep.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
That little box at the top of the E minor pentatonic that does that little, those little bits, that I know that just came from, man, that's a constant. I always talk about that blues 5 lick. A lot of times that blues 5, the 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. You'll see that I have like a double down in there. So I get that double down on the coming up there. And while this isn't the exact same.
Yeah, that's more like the Jeff Beck, right? Is
Yeah, and I'm not doing any legato in this demonstration of
Oh,
it.
okay.
So it's legato-less, but all to say is when I'm picking in that little 5-note pattern, I'm so used to having a double downstroke, a down somewhere in there, that like that when I approach this riff, and even though it had legato in it, like you have the slowing it down, you have this little bend here, right? And then you have that pull off there, or so you have the
it goes back and forth. The first one is kind of
exactly
when he goes good. It's on beat too.
Yeah, and it's so there's an odd note pattern that precedes every bend, right? So you've got like 1, 2, 3, and then you land on that hard one for a bend.
Yeah, and he plays it in the sextuplet subdivision.
Yeah. So you've got you've got bend, and then 3 notes that lead up to a down for another bend set. So it's bend 1, 2, 3 bend 1, 2, 3 bend 1, 2, 3 bend. So you've got those, like, because you have like the fast part moves through an odd numbered thing. I a lot of times for those odd ones, like
you want to get back to a downstroke on the front.
I want to get back to a downstroke, so I almost always have, and this is kind of like it's counterintuitive to pure alternate picking kind of stuff. And a lot of times I'm going like, I just want to hit a downstroke there because that's where the downbeat of that moment feels like. And I mean, not like, drums and metrically, but whatever that little phrase is.
Yeah,
the strong beat.
Musically, the strong beat is the bend.
Yeah, exactly. So
and if you guys rewind the video and hear me just play it, I know from playing this over and over again and listening to myself play it that the way I just performed it, I did not have those musical downbeats super accurate. I could feel it because I was playing with the sweep picking.
Well, so and you're also playing free time in this,
Yeah. Who knows if it's fast or slow? I
wouldn't stress that.
Who cares? They play it 20 beats a minute faster live, and
this is.
I think I've heard 30 different tempos listening to this song.
Yeah, and there's a lot of even with the entrance of, and I'll probably butcher that riff's really hard for me. The one that you open with the wah, little or you do the bit. You do that little first part. Are you doing it in that little spot too?
Yeah, and it's like a quarter step bend. Oh, my pick's backwards. It's just
okay. You leave it there. I was going for more power finger.
Yeah, he just doesn't sit on the bend that long. It's just so fast.
And I always thought that little last part, because the ascending part is the hardest part for me. I feel positionally after the so it's like that little the
the slide thing at the top with the stretch.
Yeah, this little that little moment. Or and my fingering is changing because I'm just kind of starting in a different spot. But that I feel like getting that part super clean is sometimes it's a little bit dangerous, because for me, I know, just because I think I need to work through like the legato of how I want to do it. Now, when he does it live, he doesn't do exactly like that record. And you can
that looks a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
That one's not dead on.
Well, the other thing is I listened through this, and just like the vocals in this, and I did a little bit of research with one of the recording engineers. I can't cite sources, so I'm sorry. And if I'm spreading lies, I really 100% apologize. But like in the making of this song, they talked about like Axl would basically record it was almost like singing one line at a time. And then like you would take a break or, have another shot or something, hang out for a bit, and then sing another line. There's a lot of this stuff that is like one line at a time feeling. And in the guitar solo, I hear a hard cut in, and there's lots of overlap too. Like the entrance of that wah guitar just overlaps with the previous.
Yeah, that's a separate guitar. And if you watch the current band play it, Bumblefoot goes off stage for the first half of the song and then comes in at the end for the big wah solo. And
And
the rest
even
of the band plays everything else.
right, but even in that clean to the wah part, there was another part of the solo that I heard parts that were like, it sounded like they cut that in. You know what I
The
mean?
top
Like,
of this, to me, sounds like that sound. There's something wonky going on there. I don't know if it's cut or the wah pedal causing some frequency slap back, but when you slow it down, it's noticeable that something's going on there.
yeah, I can't remember where I heard the other one. I'm not sure. I get the impression a couple times where they go like, oh, they had him do like, multiple runs of the solo and they chopped up. It's like, ooh, this is a juicy part. Put it here. Like, you know what I mean? Like which is how a lot of guitarists do solos and records. But I definitely could feel the choppiness, like of the moving one, like of it transitioning to another take. It wasn't super cleanly done some of the time. I feel like in like one or two spots, which is fine. I mean, who cares?
Yeah,
but it definitely made it where I was like listening. I was like, man, that's an awkward. It's awkward to go from that first solo to the second one.
Yeah, I was trying to think about how I would approach that live in the future, coming from that first solo to that second one, because you really can't hang the note over the first solo and get the wah pedal on and start the second solo. They do completely overlap each other, so you have to cut the first solo off a short or come in late.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably the answer is to play the fast lick and cut it off short, unless I guess I'm just having a horrible night and just come in after the fast lick.
yeah, it just depends on the night.
Nah,
which we all know, like Slash is like a heavy improviser. You know what I mean? Like he definitely, when he makes a melody, he'll use like the hooks, like following the first chorus and second chorus. There are hooks there. But
a lot of what he plays, even in this solo, is extremely singable. I was actually impressed with how singable parts of the solo that they are. Even just the way he times the phrasing, it's like this. He phrases a lot like a singer, and then in that middle section there where he's doing the wah and the big bends and it's sort of making noise over everything, it sounds like a vocalist ad-libbing to me.
Yeah, until it doesn't.
Until until you get to the.
Yeah, what's that one?
Sound like a vocalist anymore. That sounds like Shredder.
What was the one that's the what's that little bit?
Yeah. So I learned this lick originally like from a John Petrucci song or something. He uses it quite a bit. I'm sure you can find a billion instances of guitar players using this lick. He flubs the second one. And plays it like that way instead of down twice. He plays down up. Now I don't know if he does that on purpose or not on the G string.
Yeah, but does it happen? It doesn't happen on the B string later. It's like that.
It goes down on the B string.
He doesn't do that. It's there.
He does that one.
Okay.
So that's what I expect in the first half would be. And he doesn't really do that. And then he adds these little scratches in. Honestly, it doesn't do that. And it's a real subtle thing to have that one note cross in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
That to me sounds more like a bad edit from an engineer than a guitar player. I feel like the lick is.
Yeah, to be a pure sequence or whatever, but it's a happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know how much he plays with sequences. Obviously, he plays with sequences a lot. I mean, the intro to this song is. I mean, it doesn't get any more play with sequences than that.
I like in that one riff and the little after the that little bit, like I for me, and you could. I'm curious if you do it the same as I do when we play that riff. Because for me, I scratch like a string thicker than what I hit, which is where you hear a lot of string noise. I know if I had to, which I'm speaking over both of us right now, but if I were to say, I was like, Randy is precision. Is like in like approaching it, right? And I feel like I'm doing a little bit of a sloppy, muty hit on some of these. Like this little.
Yeah, you're kind of hitting two strings with slant picking.
Look at this, like you can hear that. You can hear, and that's just coming from like.
It's very Eric Johnson with Joe Bonamassa. It's.
I like that little like.
And it's fat.
I get that. I'm so used to like.
That's where one listening examples from the pros check Slash's out. Slash is more like that.
Is he? Oh,
he is. He's definitely more like that. And then Bumblefoot's a little bit closer to where I am.
Okay.
I think Bumblefoot's a better player than I am, but he's also a better player at copying a little bit of slop at the same time.
Right.
So he's like playing it perfectly clean with slop. It's a really strange thing.
So like to tell for those watching, listening, like what's happening for what we mean by slop?
It's just a term here. It's not actually slop. You're hitting that first note. You're hitting two strings.
Yeah, I'm allowing like the tip of my pointer finger to nudge into that D string. And maybe even my thumb to touch some of the thicker ones. But basically, I end up hitting like maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 strings if I'm feeling really hammy for some of these hits.
Yeah. I mean, if I want to play some Hendrix common patterns.
You can hear there's lots of lead-in scratching strings next to it.
Yeah, I tend to use that in its extreme. I never use it in a subtle thing like that, where I'm just like 1 or 2 extra strings. If I'm going to use something like that, it's going to be. I just hit everything.
That's such a blues move to do. I'm all about that.
But I'm going for super precision on it, and everything is. Only one string's getting hit, and it's hit, pick, pull, hit, pull, pick.
Yeah.
And I am going down there, so I may catch the third string. No, because it's backwards. No, I'm bouncing over the top of it. There's plenty of time.
Yeah. I have a lot of collateral damage.
I'm doing that.
I can't play a single line without a little bit of scratching in there.
Yeah, so my pick is dead on the string, and then I'm bouncing to the next string by lifting up out of it.
Yeah, I'm not lifting up. I'm like
just straight through it, straight down through it. I love it.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna get from the D string to the B string, that G string, sorry,
it's getting hit.
It's getting
You're
hit.
in the way, man.
Yeah, exactly. So when I go
we're gonna have to sing some Luda.
That little.
It's cool though. It has a nice sound to it. Your sound is also really round and bluesy, and I don't really want to say bluesy because there's a lot of distortion on that sound, but it's a lot of distortion like Larry Carlton, a lot of distortion.
Oh man, one day we'll do the Kid Charlemagne solo. We'll show a little bit of that.
That solo is so easy to play the correct notes. It's probably one of the hardest solos to play.
I worked it up a couple weeks ago, but a couple of the first parts of it are a little rusty. But man, sometime I'll polish it up a little bit more. We can maybe talk that one.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm getting way distracted. We're not talking about.
Yeah, we're like so far off. I think we're done with Sweet Child of Mine. 3 rounds of this. We've got 12 videos on our channel, and 1/4 of them are Sweet Child of Mine. So we're probably going to end Guns N' Roses for a little while. We're going to jump into some James Gang next week.
Oh yeah.
Aaron wanted to do Funk 49. Now, we're going to do this in E flat or standard tuning. It is Joe Walsh. Does he even play in standard tuning?
I went up a half step to compensate for.
I know, but doesn't Joe Walsh play in E flat typically? I don't know what his tuning is. I'm gonna have to do some research on this. I don't know what tuning he uses.
Most of the stuff I think is standard.
Slash's tuning's pretty easy to figure out. It's pretty much E flat all the time. Just the whole guitar down to E flat.
Funk 49, and I think a lot of the Joe Walsh stuff I know is standard tuning.
Standard.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is.
We'll check it out. Well, we'll check that out next week. Again, guys, I'm Randy here at Ovation Music and Studios in Gallatin, Tennessee. And you can see our Instagrams on the bottom there, OVMS_Gallatin, and at Aaron King Guitar.
That's me.
Day after Father's Day here. 2020, quarantine.
We're phase 2 right now.
And if you guys have any questions about Sweet Child of Mine, we'll be more than happy to answer them. I mean, as much work as we put into this, we'd absolutely love to have questions about it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons. And let us know what other songs you want to hear.
Yeah, man. Sounds good to me.
Thanks so much, Aaron. You have a good one, all right, man?
All right, you too.